Okay.
I should wear white pants.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I thought about this too. I was like, I wonder if I shouldn't wear black.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
What's going on, DRP family? We're back. This video, we're gonna learn a few things, all right? What can we do on a consistent basis that can help us? Breathing, allergies, asthma, stress-free. Just trying to decrease the amount of anxiety that we deal with from an everyday basis, especially coming from COVID. So today, we're coming to none other than the Salt Suite. We're meeting with Miss Jamie Gonzalez, owner of Salt Suite. She's gonna give us a little information about the benefits, what they promote, and how they can help us in their everyday life. And this is not only just for athletes, it's for the general population. What can you do to help yourself out in everyday stress-free environment? Welcome back, DRP family. We're here with Mrs. Jamie Gonzalez, owner of the Salt Suite, Breathe Easy. Mrs. Jamie, please tell us what we're doing here today. Well, I'm excited to get an understanding of what you guys promote, what are the benefits from coming here to Salt Suite. What are some of the things that we'll be looking for today?
Well, salt therapy has been around for millennia, for hundreds of years, thousands maybe of years, because it started in a salt cave. So we've reproduced the microclimate of a salt cave here at the Salt Suite, and we've multiple locations in New Jersey and Florida. And the reason we did it is because salt can suspend a lot of the symptoms from allergies, asthma, sinusitis, ear infections, and a host of breathing and skin disorders that are really commonly suffered here in Florida, but everywhere. So what we've done is built an adult room that's a relaxation room and a really nice 45-minute experience. People come regularly, whether it's once a week, sometimes once a month if they just want to come in to chill. But people who are treating some more serious and chronic issues are coming more regularly, like 3 times a week. So it's very relaxing, and you won't want to leave, so you'll want to come back. And then we also have a children's room, which we're going to visit, and children can get the same treatment. We also have a salt booth, so you can get the 45-minute treatment in 10 minutes. So if you're in a hurry, you got to get to work, or if you really want to be solo, for whatever reason you don't want to sit for 45 minutes, you can sit in our salt booth.
Oh, wow.
So, and then one thing that PGA specifically has is a system called Beamer. So it's bioelectromagnetic energy regulation. So that's what Beamer stands for, but it's a PEMF, or pulse electromagnetic fields. So magnetic fields, you guys probably know wearing magnetic bracelets.
Yes.
So think about that times a whole bunch, because it's reproducing the signal from the earth that a lot of us are missing out on because we don't walk around barefoot. We're sort of out of touch with nature, living inside and air conditioning and radio waves. So Beamer helps your circulation improve, and when your circulation improves, oxygen can get into where it needs to, and it'll detox from lactic acid or whatever buildups that need to get out, that are damaging your tissues. So we have this sort of multi-pronged approach where we ask people to come regularly, get into the salt, and possibly use Beamer depending on what their ailments or what they want to improve in their life. And when they do that, what we see is people limiting medications, they're not going to the doctor as often, children not missing school, parents not missing work, and mostly getting off of steroids, antibiotics, and sort of this merry-go-round. People get sick, go to the doctor. We have people come and say they've had multiple sinus surgeries, or they're on multiple medications, and those medications keep creeping up and it's not doing anything or not much. So to be on steroids and antibiotics 3 and 4 times a year is really detrimental to your health. So detrimental to your gut. Now we're constantly in the restoration, like how do I fix my gut, right? How many products have you seen on the market for that?
A lot.
When if we could just avoid using steroids and antibiotics, and we have people do that. By getting in, breathing salt, it's gonna open up all your sinuses. You'll hear about it more later, but it's gonna clear mucus and really clear out your lungs, airways, and help you breathe better, help you sleep better, de-stress. And then we've got skin products from the Dead Sea that help people with eczema, psoriasis, acne. We get children off of, a lot of kids use this Proactive, really toxic and expensive. So we get kids off of that by using natural minerals, which is what the skin wants. Skin needs minerals. We need to feed it just like our bodies.
Yes.
So just another extension, it's an organ, right?
Okay, yes, absolutely.
So,
okay.
So that's what we do with the Salt Suite.
Yeah.
Heal you hopefully inside and out, and hopefully we're happy and friendly, and people like to come here. So
this would be great. The audience will love this. So let's get into the children's room.
So here's our kids' room, decorated for springtime, and you'll see the adult room later, but this is the children's playroom. We put the comfy chairs in here for the grown-ups, and to make it more appealing. Kids can play. We put a bouncy rebounder. Yeah, we put the rebounder here because you can tell an adult. We have a video headset. People listen to in there, and it tells them like breathe deeply, do the single nostril breathing. Like we want you to circulate and get that salt in your lungs. Well, if you put a TV here, and a lot of kids will just sit here and just watch TV.
Yeah.
So the little ones will usually get in and really play in the salt. But then there's that little older age group that's like getting a little too old for toys. Maybe we're with a sibling. So we're giving them other options to move around and breathe.
Yeah.
And that would be bouncing, playing basketball. We have, it's a really great family time.
Yeah.
A nice one-on-one time with your kids.
Yes.
Because we only let one family in at a time. We used to have multiple, or if it's like your friend or trusted, whatever, you can bring other people.
Yeah.
But generally, since COVID, we've been just a single family at a time.
Oh yeah.
And kids benefit, like I've said, the same way adults do. Only they they typically get better faster because they've had the problem less long, So and then maybe they're smaller. They just seem to get it cleared up pretty quickly. So we see kids who have been on allergy shots or they're have to go, or the doctor's recommending they go on allergy shots, and moms and dads want to get them cured, feeling better in a natural way.
Yes.
The adenoid, and a lot of kids have the adenoid, swollen adenoids, and the ear. They go together, the tubes in the ears. But as children grow, as we all grew, our tubes are crooked, and that's why they get so many ear infections, because they're not draining. Salt absorbs that liquid and helps get that out, so the ear infections cease. And then as we grow, the ear canals actually straighten up, and that's why we don't get ear infections. It's very rare, much more rare for adults to get ear infections.
Yes.
So if we can just get them through that time, and if we can shrink their adenoids with the salt, which we've seen many times, we can avoid surgery. Because when you take the adenoids out, you're taking away a frontline defense system for these kids, and they can get infections and other problems. So that's it. So this is the kids' room. Sit for 45 minutes, play, watch something on Netflix. That's all we've got on that. And we do have some adults who prefer to sit in here.
Yes.
Whether it's a show or taking a call, doing some work in here. We do have some adults that come and sit, or chit-chat, bring a friend. You can't chit-chat in there.
Yeah, so
it's a quiet room in the other room.
And this could be more beneficial with anxiety too as well. Just, with stress, calming down, just relaxation in here as well.
And the kids are affected. I mean, I have a teenager and one in college, and let me tell you, this COVID has been
extremely tough.
So tough for
Yes.
everyone. And little kids don't come and say, "Mommy, I'm stressed." But you can see it in their behavior, and you know that if they're not going out and playing with their friends, and they're not doing their normal routines, then they are having some level of anxiety. And there's another great treatment, and parent and child can get the treatment at the same time. And in here, we don't charge for the adult. We only charge for the child. So the child's the member, or the adult's the member, or some lucky people will join, and mom will come with the child when they can.
Yes.
And then they'll also go use the adult room for the same price, which is the deal. And then we have families that come, and oftentimes allergies, asthma, these things are genetic.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, right? So dad's got really bad allergies, and then the kids have it. Also, asthma and eczema are related on the same DNA, on the DNA strand, apparently, what I've read. And so you get some people who unfortunately have both asthma and these eczema flare-ups.
Wow.
And it's so difficult to see your child in pain like that.
Yes.
Very uncomfortable. And we just had a little girl who came 4 times. She had eczema from here to here, and in 4 sessions, it was almost gone. And again, that's when we have some adults with it, their eczema has gone on unchecked. I mean, they're using steroids, you know, whatever other kind of creams and lotions that make them feel better, baths. But it's so long that for them to treat that eczema, they're gonna get in here and they're gonna be here for a while. They're gonna come a few times a week, and they're gonna have to make it more of a, I wanna say a lifelong habit, but they're gonna, it takes some commitment.
Yes.
So I always tell people, you know, I love it that people come and join, and I love it that they're willing to spend that money, and I'm the same way. Sometimes I'll go spend that money, and the next thing you know, I'm not going to the yoga place anymore, or the whatever.
Yes.
So if that's what holds you accountable, great, but you gotta be accountable, you know, to yourself, and getting better the natural way often takes a little bit longer, right? We know sometimes drugs can like cut something down, or surgery certainly will make your pain go away quick, I hope. But what are the after effects?
What can we do on a consistent basis?
Yeah.
And get our return in. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Because we know for every pharmaceutical drug, there's a potential host of side effects. And so when people start taking 2 and 3 and 4 drugs, those multiply. And we see a lot of people who just, you know, either they've been on the medication or they don't want to get on it ever again.
And they've been too dependent on the medication too as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So we've added this salt booth so that people can either be solo, they don't have the time of the 45-minute session, especially if we're asking them to come 3 times a week. They might say, well, with work and kids and whatever. So we add this salt booth to get a speed session. So in 10 minutes, you get the salinity level of the 45 minutes. And if you want to come on over, I will let you in. And it is a clear booth, so we just got it recently. We might wrap it so you can see out, but we can't see in. But so you do have enough privacy to get in there, and then we just close the door, and there's tissues in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So let me know, and then we just start the button, hit the button right here. Sure it's ready to go or not? Yeah? Okay. Jess always has things ready to rock. So this is, like I said, 10 minutes. He's gonna start to get a little bit of salt blowing there. And it's just a condensed version of, also a lot of people who suffer from eczema and psoriasis, they wanna expose the skin as much as possible. You can come in here, and I've had people in bikinis, but mostly people come in their street clothes, comfy clothes, something to relax in. Obviously light colors don't show up that salt dust like the black pants do, but people don't care. It just brushes right off anyway. It doesn't stain or hurt your hair. It's actually a natural hair softener. So when the salt gets into your scalp, I don't wash it out until whenever. It doesn't feel like the beach sticky like that, but you do get a little bit of residue. So the last thing that we have is the beamer. So why don't you get over here, and I'll put you on the beamer too, so he gets all the goodies.
Goodies.
I think you need to let your sister do this too. So our beamer's just tucked here in the corner. You don't even know it's back here. So what we have here is the magnetic mat, and then we have multiple components. One is a spot, and this spot treats, and it's sort of a more deep therapy. So if you need like a hip, or I use it for liver detox, because what we're delivering is a magnetic signal that's making your circulation flow better. Okay. Real simple. Okay. So by doing that, that's why I say liver detox is one of the things that that I use it for. And then I have a herniated disc, and I have never seen a doctor for it, nor will I, hopefully, because this thing keeps me pain-free. And of course I exercise, do yoga, and stretch, and take care of my back, but I flare it up all the time.
Yes.
So you have any issues yourself? Hips, knees, shoulders?
I've had hips, shoulder too as well.
Injuries?
Especially with restrictions, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So here, why don't you lay that right over your...
Right over the shoulder?
Yep. And it has 3 little squares in there, so you can even tell like kind of where you're putting it. Like this could even go, yeah, you can wrap, you got it wrapped on the shoulder. Yeah. And then we'll connect it. And this is an 8-minute session. Beamer has been around for 20 years. It was invented in Germany. They say the German government put a lot more money into prevention, where the US put a lot more money into treatments. And that's why you see so many technologies coming out of the area. Israel's the same way. And there's actually this PEMF movement, the magnetic movement, came out of Europe. And so you'll see multiple different magnetic devices that are made actually over there in Liechtenstein, which is right by Germany. And Beamer is considered like the Cadillac of those magnetic therapies. Because, you know, when something comes out first and it has the most medical licensing or medical, what are they called, publications, studies, right? They become like, that's the number one. So it's a $6,000 unit.
Okay.
And I'll start you up here. So we just put this, we have different levels. So I'm gonna put this on actually a program that's gonna run it through different levels on your shoulder. And then the mat, like I said, underneath you, we'll put that on a lower, because you've never done this before. I'll put it on a 4. You're a strong, healthy guy. So this can help both calm you and give you energy, depending on the settings. But because again, blood flow. Yeah. So when we're getting oxygen, right, more and more oxygen, then we're getting that healing. So oxygen, right, and cancer supposedly can't live in an oxygenated environment. Yes. And again, the detox, pulling lactic acid. So if an athlete works out, we say, you know, we don't really have this problem. I worked out yesterday, and like I can go do yoga again today.
Because you're already coming in there.
Right, but if I ran 20 miles yesterday or 30 miles, or you know, who knows what athletes, like the crazy routines they do. If I did that, I really don't think I'd want to go run another 20 miles today. Yeah. That's why athletes look to and spend, there was that article that one of these athletes, who was it? Someone really famous, spends like $1 million a year on his body. Well, yeah, because he's got a $10 million a year contract. Yeah. And so it's really, really valuable to an athlete to be able to get up in the morning and do it again and train harder.
Well, Ms. Jamie, thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
It was a very informative for us, especially figuring out the benefits of what you guys can do for, you know, not only just athletes, but the general population, you know, how this helps tremendously. How can the audience reach out to you? You know, should they go to the website, Instagram? How can they find you?
Absolutely. So the Salt Suite is a franchise, so we've got multiple locations. So our location is PGA Boulevard in Palm Beach Gardens. So they can go to our Facebook page. We do have an Instagram page, and you can message us, or you can call our direct number, 561-316-3105. You should know that, and you can text us. But the best thing is to make an appointment and come in. It's normally $35 a session, but new people are half price. We've got some offers running around there too. If you happen to grab something fun on Facebook or something, check out our free first session. Yeah. And we're doing a promotion right now, actually, for a 3rd month free. Okay. So that's been a hit. So we've been getting a lot of people in here. But like I said, you got to come. Excellent. You got to get in and use it. Yeah. Well, people, you heard her. Get here. Come and breathe easy. Thank you. Catch you soon.